Welcome to the 2026 MJRT World Final Selection Show. This year, MJRT will be taking the World Finals to Philadelphia for the 250th anniversary of America. We are going to be bringing 28 trucks into a star-studded track, which we will be taking a look at later tonight. But tonight, I'm going to be taking you along through all of our tours, revealing all the lineups and who is making it into the main field in the MJRT World Finals 26 this July. So without further ado, let's get started and take a look at Arena Championship Series West in 2026. Making his return to the spotlight, Armando Castro taking that tour, but joining him in the main field will be Matt Cody in Gravedigger Stars and Stripes, representing the red, white, and blue this July. And it's been an all up and down year for these guys, but both of them fighting their way into the main field. They will be the first two competitors in the main field this year. Now that we've seen our first two drivers, I think it's time we take a gander at one of the most competitive tours all season long with a stacked lineup, that being Arena Championship Series East. Going back-to-back this season, John Zimmer Jr. takes Terminal Velocity into the main field, but joining him will be Kristen Anderson taking back the Gravedigger Grandma, and Cody Saucier making yet another World Finals appearance in the Dragon Monster Jam truck. So all three of these competitors on Arena Series East were the ones to watch out for. And if your favorite driver on that tour wasn't there, just hang on a little bit longer and we might see some of their faces make appearances elsewhere. So far, we had two normal Arena Championship Series, but this season we did something brand new with combining our Monster Jam trucks with a slightly smaller, very skillful Speedster, combining all of these elements to create the ultimate freestyle experience. That was our Arena Series Central and the Freestyle Mania Championship Series. Let's take a look. Remaining undefeated, Weston Anderson brings Red Primer Gravedigger into the main field, but making his first full-time main field appearance, Fernando Martinez, El Toro Loco Stars and Stripes. Brianna Mahan brings Ringling Bailey Circuit back into the main field, this time under her new identity, and Tony Oaks making his first ever main field appearance. We got a new one here. JCB Digatron Stars and Stripes with his first ever main field appearance. Now, I feel like we've talked a lot about arenas here this evening, so I'm going to take a little bit of a break. We're going to slow it down, and I think it's time that we take a gander at that Monster Jam track that all of you fans are clamoring to see. What are we going to do for this Philadelphia World Finals and a special occasion like this? And here it is, the World Finals track. You can see just a few of these images to get an idea of what is going on here, but this track design is an under-over track. One of the first times that we are going to be doing this, the second ever time in MJRT history that we will actually be doing the under-over design. Now, this is something that has only been seen once at a World Finals back in 2022, in MJRT, and we have not done it since, and we are bringing it back to Philadelphia for the 250th anniversary of America. But not only is it going to be under-over, we're going to be going under-over into the stands. So both lanes do get an opportunity to go up onto that stands berm, where they will then use that to catapult themselves into their appropriate lane. So a driver may be going under through the blue lane or over from the red lane, jumping across that under-over gap in a Hail Mary across the finish line to the end in a little J-hook finish at the very end. It'll be an epic track to watch this coming July in Philadelphia, and I cannot wait to see all 28 of these competitors compete on a beautiful, beautiful track here. Now that we've talked about our arenas, seen the track, we've seen everything there is to see on that side of things, we've still got quite a few more drivers to go in our main field. If you've been keeping track, we still have 2 stadium tours and maybe even a little more to go over. So that being said, let's take a gander out west for Stadium Championship Series West and those competitors. And Tyler Menningo, we saw at Santa Clara clinching that Stadium Championship Series spot, but Bryce Kenny comes in with Tech Deck Rec Deck in second. Ryan Anderson brings Son of a Digger back into this main field in third. Zach Garner looking to defend his racing title in Wildside, and then we see at the bottom here some familiar faces, but most importantly here, Corey Rummel returning to the spotlight in Ringling Bailey Circuit. He gets the opportunity to bring that Monster Jam truck into the main field this July. But all of these competitors are tough, and I am excited to see all of them attack the World Finals this summer. We've talked about one Stadium Championship Series, but there is one more to go, possibly the most competitive and the most interesting to watch, with a track design that made everybody kind of tilt their head towards and look at and really enjoy watching that tour. Let's take a look at Stadium Championship Series East and our drivers making it in. Stadium Championship Series East concluded just a few days ago in Grand Forks, North Dakota, but Camden Murphy clinching. He was on top all season long with one of the craziest streaks you've ever seen. Tristan England comes in second, and Adam Anderson brings Gravedigger the Legend back to the World Finals for a second time. Colt Stevens, Jamie Sullivan, Jim Kohler, and Cynthia Gauthier all make their appearances in the main field as well, with Mike Pagliarulo making his second ever main field appearance. But something doesn't quite look right about this here. We've got 8 drivers, but my sheet says 9 drivers. Monster Jam fans, we've got a special announcement. Making his return to the main field, Chris Kohler in Mayhem will be your 9th competitor on Stadium Series East, making it in to the main field this summer. He will be rocking out the main field in both competitions in Philadelphia. You're not going to want to miss it. Chris Kohler in Mayhem is your next competitor to the main field. Over the last year, MJRT has made multiple appearances all over the country and all over the globe. And so we like to honor our 8 international drivers that are week in and week out flying to all kinds of different countries, getting to travel the entire globe, all to spread MJRT and Monster Jam. With that being said, let's take a look at who will be getting their spot in the MJRT World Finals off the International Series. Making his first main field appearance, Brandon Arthur in Megalodon. He will take Megalodon to the main field this July, getting the opportunity because Charlie Pauken, your series champion on International for the second time, has given his spot to Brandon Arthur in order to let the next generation, kind of passing the torch on the International Series off to Brandon Arthur. He gets to pilot Megalodon, and he will be driving Megalodon in the main field. It's going to be an exciting thing to see, and we will see how he does this coming July. And now we take a look at where we stand with the main field. 27 out of the 28 drivers have been revealed, and you see that little card at the bottom corner there that has not been flipped yet. That is our LCQ competitor, the 28th competitor, so the winner of the last chance qualifier this coming July will be the winner of that main field spot. They will get the opportunity to compete alongside the 27 other competitors as a main field spot. And so, without further ado, I feel like we need to talk about who could potentially be the winner of that last chance qualifier spot there. Our LCQ lineup this summer is stacked. As you can see here, Joe Foley brings El Toro Loco Nitro back into the LCQ. He was absent last year. He returns this year. Chucky Pauken, in his rookie season, he makes it in. Alex Barden and Earthshaker returning after an injury last season, and he is on top of the world with a last chance qualifier appearance all the way in Philadelphia. MJ Solorio takes El Toro Loco Yellow back for a second opportunity to take that LCQ spot. He was pretty strong last season, taking out Tony Oaks early on, but unfortunately was not able to keep himself together the whole way through. Same thing goes for Triton Robbins, who we saw competing on Arena Series East all season long. A tough competitor, but he makes it into the LCQ with the opportunity, and I think a very strong chance to get that win. Tim Hall Jr. as well has been strong all season long, finishing very high in his standings, finishing third on his series. And Kayla Blood brings Sparkle Smash Stars and Stripes from the Stadium Series into the LCQ for the second time. Montana Robbins takes Plain Crazy in for the first time in his career into the LCQ. Logan Ashline making her first appearance in the LCQ as well. She will be bringing Tropical Sparkle Smash into the LCQ. We also see a few veteran competitors, Mike Christensen, who we saw on Stadium West, Brandon Toluchka in Zombie, who has been around for a long time and has been in the LCQ all 3 times so far in MJRT, and John Zimmer Sr. making yet another appearance in the LCQ. This time he brings Stars and Stripes Megalodon out to the LCQ. Now we've seen all of those competitors for the LCQ. Only one of them gets that 28th spot, and it's going to be an epic showdown to see. And we can't wait to see it. That'll be day 1 of the World Finals, which will also consist of 2 other competitions, and we need to talk about those 2. And let's take a look at the lineups from those 2 competitions. Now, the first competition on the docket this July will be the Skills Championship, the first championship we crown of the weekend. And that will be featuring some of these drivers here. We're going to see Camden Murphy, Armando Castro, MJ Solorio making his first appearance, Tyler Menninga, Weston Anderson, the reigning champ who is looking to defend that title tooth and nail against a lot of the same competitors that weren't able to do it last year. Does that give him a better chance? We'll have to find out, because some of these other names might be able to pull it off once again, with Ryan Anderson, John Zimmer Jr., someone who was very close last year. Tyler Menninga even was close last year. Tony Oaks brings JCB Stars and Stripes into the World Final Skills Championship. So not only is he in the main field, he's in the Skills Challenge too. So it's going to be an impressive night, an impressive weekend for Tony Oaks. Brandon Toluchka, again, same thing here. In the LCQ, also makes it into a competition. He has the chance to fight for not only an opportunity to go into the main field, but also fight for a world title. So Brandon Toluchka, a lot on the line here in the Skills Challenge. But either way, we will see a lot of these drivers potentially make an attempt at that World Championship. And I'm excited to see all of these competitors take that track. And I mean, you've seen the track. It looks like it's going to be an awesome night for these competitors on day 1 to do some of these awesome skills options. And I'm excited to see how all of these drivers attack that track this July. Also on that same night, we will see 8 drivers take their chance at a high jump attempt where you will see them defy gravity in front of your very eyes. Some of these 8 drivers have even won this championship before. Joe Foley, one of the first to do it in MJRT 2023, world champion in high jump. Ryan Anderson and Colt Stevens also have seen their fair share of the top of the podium in this competition. But making his first appearance, Adam Anderson brings Gravedigger the Legend into the Lucas Oil High Jump Championship. Caleb Blood brings Sparkle Smash Stars and Stripes into the high jump as well. And Jim Kohler, always one to watch. He's known for his big air. But overall, a very well-rounded lineup for the Lucas Oil High Jump Championship. I'm very excited to see it play out. And the high jump ramp testing that we've seen out in Paxton and out in Muskegon, Michigan have all been extremely impressive. And I'm excited to see what is here to come with the Lucas Oil High Jump Championship this summer. That is all I have for you this afternoon. Behind me, you can see 2 of the Stars and Stripes trucks, but if you keep your eyes peeled to social media, you just might catch a couple more of the MJRT World Finals special schemes making their appearances here this July. We will be keeping you updated on anything that changes as it goes throughout the rest of our lead up to the MJRT World Finals. We've crowned championships, we've seen it all, but it is time for us to take a step back for a few weeks, and we will see you in Philadelphia for the MJRT World Finals.